Umar ibn al-Khattab, the Khalifa of the Muslims, once had a dream that someone from his lineage would lead the Muslims, someone very pious and just, someone that had a scar on his face. This person would bring justice to the lands stretching far east and west. Let's start with some context. We need to first understand the environment in which Umar Ibn Abdulaziz arrives to truly appreciate his legacy. The second fitna has just passed. Abdullah ibn Zubayr was killed by Al-Hajjaj ibn Yusuf in 692. The Ummah has paid a hefty price, but it is finally united again under the lead of Abd al-Malik, who succeeded his father Marwan. This marks the start of the Marwanid branch of the Umayyads, after the Sufyanid branch ended with the death of Muawiyah II. Now, there's a lot of controversy when it comes to the Umayyads. They are generally painted as being corrupt tyrants, and even sexual deviants for some later down the line. However, in Islamic history specifically, one needs to be just and account for the good as much as the bad. And by all classical accounts, Abd al-Malik ibn Marwan was a knowledgeable, pious, and smart leader. We have, for example, written accounts of him leading very extensive prayers. They would at times pray Maghrib until it was time to pray Isha again. During this time, jihad and military expansion picked up again. He ruled until 705, after what his son, Al-Walid ibn Abd al-Malik, became Khalifatul Muslimin. And just like his father, Al-Walid had some good and some bad going for him. On the good side, his reign was marked by the most successful military campaigns and expansions, attacking east and west simultaneously. In 705, Qutayba ibn Muslim was pushing in Transoxiana and conquered many lands and tribes. Musa ibn Nusayr was advancing in North Africa all the way up to current-day Morocco, and Al-Hajjaj ibn Yusuf appointed his brother-in-law Muhammad ibn Qasim to lead a campaign in Sindh, current-day Pakistan, from 708 to 711. Finally, in 711, Tariq ibn Ziyad was preparing for the conquest of the Visigothic lands. In 715, Al-Walid dies and his brother, Suleiman ibn Abd al-Malik, is the new Khalifa. Suleiman was always praised as being pious. One of the first things he did when becoming Khalifa was re-establish early prayers that were delayed during the time of Al-Walid. Another quality Suleiman had was that he was eager for jihad. He liked going to war for the sake of Allah. One day, on his way to current-day Azerbaijan, he gets sick and dies before getting to his destination. He was asked to assign the next Khalifa before passing away, and the tradition of the Shura, that was the norm during the Khulafa al-Rashidin, where a small council of seniors would sit and pick the most suited person for the job, was lost ever since Muawiyah ibn Abi Sufyan picked his son as a successor in 680. So the Umayyads were at this point used to transmitting power from father to son. But Suleiman did not want it so. He wanted the most qualified person for the job. And following the Umayyad logic, the next person in line would have been his brother Hisham ibn Abd al-Malik. Suleiman knew that changing this adopted custom would be difficult, and as the wise leader that he was, he wrote the name of his successor in a piece of paper that he sealed, and he ordered that at his death, everyone gave allegiance to the person whose name was written on it. Hisham was obviously not very excited about this idea, but the order was given and he was forced to comply to avoid another civil war. And so one day they opened the letter and find out the name of the new Khalifa, Umar Ibn Abdulaziz, the cousin of Suleiman. It is narrated that both Umar and Hisham were present that day. Hisham stood up visibly annoyed by the news, while Umar stayed sit and could not stand up due to the shock the news had on him. See, contrary to Hisham, Umar did not want to lead. But so was his destiny. Umar ibn al-Khattab himself had seen it in a dream. He saw that someone from his lineage, with a scar on his face, would lead the Muslims and fill the earth with justice. And yes, Umar II was related to Umar ibn al-Khattab from his mother's side, which is another contextual story we need to get through to make sense of all of this. Let's go back in time. Umar ibn al-Khattab is Khalifa between 634 and 644 CE. One night, as he was patrolling the streets of Medina, He overheard a conversation between a daughter and her mother. Both sold milk at the market. The mother asked her daughter to mix the milk with some water. Her daughter replied, "Don't you know that Umar, Khalifatul Muslimin, forbid it?" To which the mother said, "And where is Umar? He is not here." The daughter then replied, "He may not see us, but Allah sees us." Umar was so touched by the woman's piety that he decided to marry her to his son, Asim. And together they had a daughter, Layla, who married Abdulaziz, the father of Umar. So there we have it. Umar ibn al-Khattab was the maternal great-grandfather of another Umar who would mark the history of Islam up until today. Make sure to subscribe as we're only getting started with the series. Consider liking, commenting, or sharing. This would help immensely. See you next time.